Hi, I'm Chef Patricio Wise, and this is an instant with Chefs Latinos. Today, we're going to be making tacos de barbacoa on our Instant Pot. I was born in Monterrey, Mexico. That's the capital city of Nuevo León. The kitchen at my parents' house was a relatively small kitchen for a house that size. I have 5 siblings, and the kitchen is always the place where everybody gathered. I have memories on the weekends of my dad being in there as well, helping out, or everybody just trying to meddle in there and help put their own seasoning on the carne asada or something like that. Barbacoa is a dish that is made by cooking a whole cow's head underground in a pit overnight. It's inherently a complicated dish to prepare by oneself. And what you get at the end when you pull the head out of the pit and you shred the whole thing is this unctuous, shredded, beefy meat that there's really nothing like as far as shredded beef goes. Barbacoa, for obvious reasons, not a lot of people cook it at home because, well, it takes all night. So there's a lot of butcher shops that just sell this ready to go, and people go out and buy it and make tacos with it. Today we're going to use our Instant Pot to cook it in under 2 hours. We're not going to be using a cow's head because, well, it won't fit in here, but instead we're going to be using beef short rib. This is a perfect cut for long cooking processes because it has a lot of fatty content and a lot of collagen, and once it's done you can shred it perfectly and create an unctuous dish that's just delicious in tacos. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is going to set the Instant Pot to the saute function. This is not just a pressure cooker. It has a lot of functions, and one of them is a saute, so you don't need an extra pan for it. It will ask you for a timer. 25 minutes is more than enough, so you can just start it. It will show that it is preheating right here, and then when it's ready, it's going to show cook. So this is about 2 pounds of beef short rib, and you can just ask your butcher for it that way. It's already boned, so you'll ask for boneless beef short ribs, and you want to cut them in pieces like this. We're going to salt them thoroughly. So we're ready to go. As you can see, the timer has started. We set it to 25 minutes, and it's set to cook. So that means it's hot enough. We want to place the beef salt side down. Oh, look at that, you can hear the sizzle. Now, a lot of people would usually add oil in here. With beef short ribs, you don't really need to because they're so fatty to begin with that they'll render everything, and you'll see that there's no need to add any extra unnecessary fats in there. And we did place them salt side down, so now we're going to season again on the other side. Oh, look at that. It's starting to smell like, that's just beefy memories. Beautiful. On some of the gatherings, there was this local butcher shop that they would cook barbacoa only on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. And it would always sell out, and you would have to call ahead and request for them to package it. And I remember going to Mass on Sundays, and then after that, going to pick up the barbacoa and going home. And you could smell the beef in the car. I remember that very vividly. Having a tool like this at your disposal where you can just make barbacoa the morning off because you felt like it, and you don't have to actually plan the night before, call ahead or whatever, this is just magical. It's a really simple setup. We've seared it, and I have 2 quarts of beef stock in this particular case. Go ahead and dump that in there. I'm going to dump the garlic powder in there. So now we're ready to start the pressure cooking process. So we're going to close this, and you need to align it this way and then flip. Super easy. Okay, so now we change it from saute to pressure cook, and we're going to cook it for 1 hour. You set the time over here, and you start it. Cooking, I feel, is a way for me to connect with people in the sense that every recipe that we serve at the restaurant, everything that I cook at my house when I'll invite you over or when I'll invite everybody over, I'll cook it the way I like it. I'll hope that you also enjoy it. When you also enjoy it and I see that smile on your face, I just love connecting with people that way. It makes me happy to make you happy with the tools that I have. In this case, with the food that I'm offering, or with the experience of sharing food at the table together. All right, it's ready. So now we're gonna vent it. So you're just gonna open it this way. Oh yeah, that smells delicious. And you'll see how tender this is. And just look at how much liquid we had left over. So very carefully, because this is literally falls apart. That's what barbacoa is. Can you imagine what happens to a cow's head if it's cooked on the ground overnight? The same. At this point, let's just go ahead and shred this. There's some unctuous, delicious, meaty goodness. Barbacoa, estilo Monterrey. So I have some flour tortillas right here. Some people prefer it in corn, some people prefer it with flour. I personally prefer barbacoa with flour. Then traditionally, this will go dressed with onions and cilantro. On top of that, you can add whatever makes you happy. Salsa verde, salsa roja, squeeze a lime, both salsas plus the lime. Tacos de barbacoa, estilo Monterrey. Thank you so much for watching. For this recipe and more like it, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel @Instant and download the Instant Brands Connect app. See you next time. Let's try this.